Nedum, day away from Western Conference semifinals. Just mood, mentality of this group heading to Seattle.
Everyone's excited. We worked very hard to get to this point, and to know that you're only 3 games away from a big title is really exciting. I think any time in your career you can play for more than 3 points, it's definitely something you look forward to.
And just the mentality in general of this group, especially on the road, has really improved halfway through the season. I think was a real turning point coming back from that Gold Cup break. The defense has been on point. You've talked about how it really starts with all 11 guys up top. What's it going to take tomorrow defensively to get out of there with a result and move on to the conference finals?
I think it's just appreciating what their strengths are. They're obviously a good team and they have very good attackers. And I think if you go into a game and not really understand what they're going to try and do, then you will be exposed. But I think people going into this game, I think we understand what they're going to do. And it's just about when the day comes, just sticking to the plan.
You only conceded 1 goal when you guys played there in April, and I want to say that was before really something clicked with the group. Do you feel, knowing that, a little bit more confident going in here, just where you guys are as a unit?
I think the way that the league is and the way that the playoffs are, everyone's quite similar. You know, you never really go into a stadium thinking that this team is far and away better than you are. And I think we're a good matchup for them. And in that game especially, we lost 1-0, but I think we're disappointed to not get at least a draw in that match. So I think we're confident. Whoever we play against, I think we'll feel good against.
Do you like the fact that in this league that there is so much parity, that it's not like the Man Cities, had to give you that shout out, but that on any day anyone has a chance of beating another team. It comes down to who shows up and who takes care of their chances.
I think it makes for good viewing because, as you say, you never know. You never know which way the game's going to go. Obviously, certain teams have certain stars who might be better than other players and so on, but collectively it is so similar. But it is nice to be playing for a team which is better than most teams as well. But yeah, MLS is fun as well.
And I know you're just a fan of the sport and study everything. I'm assuming you watched the Dallas-Seattle game, at least highlights. Just what stood out to you about that game? Dallas gave it all they had, really made a run for it. Seattle, in the end, coming out on top, courtesy of a Jordan Moore's hat trick, But just based on that, what did you see about this Seattle team that maybe you guys can take advantage of?
Firstly, about that game, I think for a neutral, it was a great game to watch. But I think for both sets of players on the field, I'm sure that was very, very stressful because you don't want it to be that high scoring a game. But I think Seattle showed that even when they were down and they were struggling and they appeared to be very tired, they found a way to win the game. And I think that's the overriding message going into the playoffs. It's not necessarily about playing well on a game-to-game basis now. It's just about trying to win a game and get another opportunity to continue the season. And I think they showed real character against Dallas because I think overall, I would say Dallas probably deserved the result.
Is there anything that you can take away from the way Dallas played Seattle that you guys can use?
I think it's just about being fearless, really. I think if it was in a regular season, a team away from home, they might set up to be quite defensive and so on, but the game turned into a bit of a shootout, and I think that was credit to Dallas for being able to keep their heads up when they're down and when the team's down, and just keep plugging away, because goals in the league, it's not like there are lots of 0-0s on a week-to-week basis. Teams will score, and I think it was credit to them because they really took it to Seattle, and I don't think for long periods of time Seattle were really comfortable with the way that Dallas were attacking them. Even when it was 4-3, there was still a belief that they could do it, and they still had some opportunities. Maybe if they had a few decisions go their way towards the end, then they might have done it. So I think, just the mentality of going out to try and win as opposed to try and hold on, get a tie, and then go to extra time. I think it's more, that's probably the biggest thing for me.
In your opinion, what is going to be the most important area of the field that you guys have to win, quote unquote, in order to beat Seattle?
I don't want to die on this hill, but for me, even as a defender, if we win every game 10-9 for the rest of the season and end up as MLS Cup champions, I'll be comfortable with that. So it's just about putting the ball in their goal. I think you can work on your defence and so on, but relying on clean sheets to guarantee yourself success, at this stage, I'd trade that for just making sure you score more goals than the opposition.
To your point, a clean sheet alone won't necessarily move you on.
Exactly, yeah. It was good during the season, if you want to try and, tie games and so on and so forth, but the mentality now for me, even though I'm at the back, is just to win games. Whatever we can do to win a game is perfect.
So can we expect a similar move to that goal you scored in the Premier League, the one where you just...
Absolutely not, no. Absolutely not. That was many, many years ago, many, many miles ago. These days, I just stand on the halfway line.
How important do you think it's going to be for you guys to score first in this game?
Yeah, it's tough to say. It's tough to say. Obviously, you want to get the first goal because it does give you so much confidence, but it's just about winning the game. And I think we have the ability to come back even if we're down, as is the case with Seattle. So the first goal, although it is important, I think the first goal is probably more important when it's timed correctly. So if you score the first goal in injury time in the second half, then great. But as I say, it's just about winning the game.